We have a beautiful but yet defunct pond that we're going to rebuild their waterfall. We're going to fix their skimmer box, and we're trying out a new piece of equipment on this project. Yes. Hey guys, what's going on? Christopher Yaks here, your Hoosier pond guy. Starting a new project today. We are in Mishawaka, Indiana. We are trying out the Owasa Screenmatic 18,000. They have a huge fish load in this pond. We've got all these beautiful lilies. Look at all of them flowering and opening up and blooming and all that. We got a beautiful pond here, but yet you can kind of see we got a lot of bad looking water over there. We are going to install this bad boy. We're gonna pull off the bottom. It's gonna go through here. All of the material from the fish load and the lilies and all that stuff is gonna end up coming through here, going on our screen, going down that tray, going through all of our filter sponges that are all down there, going through our Bitron 55, the UV light filter, and then it's gonna come right back out here, right back down into there. We're gonna kind of turn this little area probably into a smaller waterfall, so that way we've got a little waterfall coming off here. We're also gonna go ahead and lower their biofalls that's over there. It's sticking out too far. They've got a skimmer, they got a traditional skimmer box biofall setup. We're not gonna do anything with skimmer box or the pump, but we are going to go ahead and lower that biofalls, and we're gonna rebuild this waterfall itself. We got a lot of work going on. I'm hoping to get this done in a day. I really doubt that I will. Fortunately, I have to accept that. We're gonna go ahead and get this started. We're gonna get done. You can kind of see we're right in the middle of an alley type neighborhood. This is definitely a neighborhood that I grew up in. We're gonna get going and we're gonna get this thing done. See ya. Okay, you guys can see that we've got an old biofalls here. A lot of times these biofalls, the screws and the grommets that are in it will just disintegrate just like that. So we got to put grommets in all of these holes because their screws have disintegrated. There's part of a grommet on that one. You know, that one's sticking up. That one's just, you know, corroded through. And it's very common, it happens. We try to save the client's biofalls because, you know, that's an extra $1,000+ on a project. So if it is at all savable, we try to save it. These are the grommets right here that go into the plastic, and that is basically the nut that these screws will go into. But as you can see, a lot of them, like this one, the head snapped off, that one's corroded through. We've got our skimmer box and biofall replacement parts. We've got a whole bunch of grommets here. We got new screws to go into the biofalls. We've got our little spikes so that way we can set our biofalls again. We can actually repair these, and anytime that we can, we do. That's where the biofalls was sitting right there. We got 1.5 inch plumbing, which we're gonna get a converter and get that up to 2 inch because I like 2 inch. Instead of having the biofalls facing this way, we're gonna move the biofalls kind of over here and kind of point it back towards the pond here. So that way we can get a better waterfall and stream. Once again, we did not build this. The pond and the waterfall was built by a local guy here who did it on the side. Unfortunately, he passed away last year. Started to find out that he was a handyman. He was not a pond contractor. I found out with this one, this whole thing was rebuilt 2 years ago, okay? Waterfall never worked, but as you guys can see with how bad that corrosion is on those screws and those grommets, that means that this guy never resealed the biofalls when he redid all of this. He just cut off a large piece of liner, and that's what he used. He didn't do anything with the skimmer box, the biofalls, or the silicone, which anytime you do any type of a rebuild, you need to at least reseal, re-silicone, because that's going to tell you whether or not you need new grommets and screws and stuff like that. So this guy was trying to cut corners that he shouldn't have been doing. That's why we're here today. That's why we're taking care of it. Our customers are our top priority, and we're going to do it and do it right. We're going to get those all replaced. We're going to get the top of this biofalls set level with the top of their wall here. That's how it should have been. It was sticking up probably about, like, it was about as big as tall as that rock, that red rock on top there, just sticking out like a sore thumb. It didn't look good. It didn't look natural. So we're gonna settle it on down. We're gonna put it in right, and we're gonna make sure that everything's working the way that it should, and so that way it looks aesthetically pleasing. We want to naturalize the area. That's what we want to do. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, so I'm gonna get back to work. See you guys.